everyone! It's time for Titan AI Radio. Casey and Haru are here with you tonight.
Good evening. I'm Haru. What kind of scary story do we have today?
Tonight, we're talking about a ritual called Nawakiri, the rope cutting, from a village deep in the mountains. This one's pretty eerie, so brace yourself.
Rope cutting. That name alone sounds frightening.
So this is a story I heard from a college friend of mine, and it's based on something his relative actually experienced.
A true story. That makes it even scarier.
Alright, let's dive right in. It's a bit of a long one, but stick with me till the end.
Sure thing. Go ahead.
This happened about 15 years ago, back in the fall of 2009.
That's pretty recent.
My friend's relative, let's call him Mr. Tanaka, moved his family from Tokyo to a tiny village deep in the mountains of Nagant.
From the city to the countryside. Was there a reason?
Mr. Tanaka was a remote engineer, and his wife wanted to raise their kids in a natural environment, so they decided to relocate.
That's pretty common these days, moving to the countryside.
The village only had about 200 people. There was a shrine at the center, surrounded by mountains.
Sounds like a peaceful place.
At first, yeah. The Tanakas found an old house on the edge of the village for cheap rent, and their comfortable country life began.
That's great.
But, about a week after moving in, the village chief came to visit.
A courtesy call?
That was part of it, but the chief had a serious look on his face and said, "There are rules in this village that must be followed."
Rules?
He explained this ritual called Nawakiri, the rope cutting. Every year on the autumn equinox at 2 a.m., all the villagers gather to perform it.
At 2 in the morning. Why that time?
The chief didn't give details, just kept repeating that it was absolutely necessary for the village's safety.
That's suspicious. What exactly do they do?
Everyone gathers at the village shrine, and they all cut a rope strung across the shrine grounds at the same time. That's the whole ritual.
That's it? But why in the middle of the night?
Yeah, just that. But, the chief said in a very stern tone, misfortune will befall any family that doesn't participate.
That's like a threat.
Mr. Tanaka thought so too. His wife laughed it off as superstition, and he honestly found it ridiculous.
I can see why someone from the city would find it hard to believe.
But before leaving, the chief said something strange. If you don't cut the rope...
Connected? Connected to what?
He wouldn't explain. But Mr. Tanaka said the chief's expression looked genuinely terrified.
Wow, that's really creepy.
And then, the autumn equinox started approaching. 3 days before the equinox, a notice about the rope cutting was posted on the village bulletin board. 2 a.m., meet at the shrine.
So it's an official village event.
Yeah, wow. But the Tanaka family decided not to participate. They had kids, and waking them up in the middle of the night seemed cruel. Plus, they thought it was just superstition.
True, taking small children out at night would be tough.
But the day before the equinox, the old lady from next door came over and angrily insisted, "You must participate."
Even the neighbor.
The old lady started telling them about a family that didn't participate 30 years ago.
30 years ago? What happened?
That family started acting strange the morning after the ritual. First the kids said someone's watching. Then the mother started laughing randomly in the middle of the night.
That's way too scary.
And a week later, the entire family vanished from the village. All their belongings were left behind. Even their car.
They disappeared? Didn't anyone search for them?
They did. The police came. They searched the mountains. But they found absolutely nothing. No bodies, no traces, nothing.
That's awful.
The old lady had tears in her eyes as she begged, "Please, you have to participate." But honestly, Mr. Tanaka thought it was made up.
But if she was that desperate?
Rationally, Mr. Tanaka knew it was superstition, but seeing how genuinely terrified all the villagers were made him uneasy.
I get that feeling.
But his wife firmly refused. "I'm not humoring this unscientific nonsense," she said.
She's very rational.
So, on the night of the autumn equinox, the Tanaka family didn't participate. They went to bed as usual.
Oh no.
At exactly 2 a.m., Mr. Tanaka woke up to a sound. Looking out the window, he saw villagers with flashlights walking toward the shrine.
They really all went.
The sight was eerie, and Mr. Tanaka felt a bit of regret. But it was too late to join now, so he went back to bed.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
After a while, Mr. Tanaka woke up again. This time, he heard knocking on his bedroom door.
Wait, who was it?
Knock, 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 hear the knocking? He thought it was his wife, and opened the door, but no one was there.
Oh God, that's scary.
The hallway was empty. Confused, he checked his wife's room, and both she and the kids were sound asleep.
Then who was knocking?
That's when Mr. Tanaka noticed it. From outside the house, he could faintly hear something being dragged.
Dragged?
Like something heavy being dragged. The sound circled around the house, over and over.
Did he go outside to check?
He was too scared. He could only peek out the window, but it was pitch black. He couldn't see anything. Just that dragging sound, continuing endlessly.
Just imagining that gives me chills.
Then around 3 a.m., the sound suddenly stopped. Silence returned, and Mr. Tanaka felt relieved.
Thank goodness, it's over.
No, this is where it gets truly terrifying. The next morning, when Mr. Tanaka woke up, the house was eerily quiet. Usually he'd hear his kids' voices.
Bad feeling.
He went to his wife's room, and she and the kids were sitting on the bed, staring at the wall.
At the wall.
Both of them, eyes wide open, not even blinking, just staring at the wall. When Mr. Tanaka called out, they didn't react at all.
That's clearly not right.
When he shook her shoulder, his wife finally slowly turned around. But her expression, it was completely blank, like a different person.
A different person.
She whispered in a small voice, "It's connected."
Connected? Wait, that's what the chief said.
Yeah. If you don't cut the rope, you'll be connected. Mr. Tanaka's blood ran cold.
What's connected?
When he asked what's connected, his wife pointed at the wall and said, "I can see it there."
On the wall, what?
But Mr. Tanaka couldn't see anything. Just a white wall. Yet his wife and kids kept staring, as if they could see something there.
Too scary.
Mr. Tanaka panicked and called the village chief. The chief said, "I'll be right there," and showed up within 30 minutes.
The chief's reliable.
The chief looked at the wife and kids and sighed deeply. Then he muttered, "So they've been connected after all."
He knows what's happening.
The chief explained the village's secret. Something has been sealed in the village shrine for a long time.
Something? Like a yokai or spirit?
The chief didn't know its true identity either. But it has a nature of trying to connect with people, and drags those it connects with into its world.
Drags them in, like the family from 30 years ago?
Exactly. The rope-cutting ritual is meant to sever the invisible rope between it and people. Without it, it connects with humans.
Then, what about his wife and kids?
The chief said they're not fully connected yet. If we do the ritual again tonight, we might be able to sever it.
There's still time.
But there was a problem. The regular ritual only happens once a year on the equinox. To do it specially requires unanimous consent from all villagers.
Everyone's consent. That sounds difficult.
The chief gathered the villagers and explained the situation. Most agreed to help, but one person objected.
Who?
The village's oldest resident. He stubbornly insisted, there is no salvation for those who break the rules.
That's harsh. People's lives are at stake.
Mr. Tanaka got down on his knees and begged, please, at least save my child.
The child is innocent.
After a long silence, the old man slowly nodded. This is the last time. There won't be a second.
Thank goodness. So they can do the ritual.
That night, all the villagers gathered at the shrine again. This time, the Tanaka family came too.
Did the ritual work?
The chief chanted prayers in the shrine hall, strung a new rope across the grounds.
And what about the wife and kids?
The moment the rope was cut, the wife and child suddenly collapsed. Mr. Tanaka rushed over, and both were unconscious, but...
They're okay, right?
A few minutes later, they both woke up, and as if nothing had happened, they said, why are we here?
Their memories.
Yeah, their memories from morning to noon were completely gone. The doctor checked them out, but physically they were fine. Mr. Tanaka continued living in the village after that. He never took the ritual lightly again.
Of course not, after such a terrifying experience.
But something was still bothering him. Later, Mr. Tanaka asked the chief, what was that thing?
I want to know too. What was sealed in the shrine?
The chief told him an old legend. Long ago, this village had a custom called Yobinawa, the calling rope.
Calling rope?
A rope used to call back the souls of the dead. They tied to a deceased person's body and try to pull them back from the afterlife.
That sounds forbidden.
It was a forbidden ritual. But once, a villager tried to use it to revive their dead child.
Did it work?
No, the child didn't come back. But instead, something else came through the rope into this world.
Something else.
That something looks like a person, but it's not. And it has a nature of trying to connect with living humans.
That's what's sealed in the shrine.
Right. The village ancestors desperately sealed it, and since then, they've performed the rope-cutting ritual every autumn equinox to sever the connection between it and people.
For all these years, hundreds of years?
At least since the Edo period. According to records, whenever the ritual was neglected, someone always disappeared.
That's horrifying. So the family from 30 years ago.
Fully connected, dragged into its world. No one knows if they're alive, or dead, somewhere out there.
I don't want to imagine that.
When Mr. Tanaka asked if the shrine were destroyed, would the seal break? The chief silently nodded.
Then that shrine must be protected at all costs.
Exactly. That's why the villagers keep protecting this village, no matter how depopulated it gets. Someone has to continue the ritual.
That's a heavy burden.
Mr. Tanaka still lives in that village, and participates in the rope cutting every single year without fail. To protect his family.
He has no choice.
But you know what Mr. Tanaka said at the end? I still wonder what was on that wall his wife was staring at.
True. His wife and child could see something.
Yeah, they could see something. But Mr. Tanaka couldn't. What it was, there's no way to know now.
Maybe. It's better not to know.
The chief said, those who begin to connect can see the other side. His wife and child glimpsed its world, just for a moment.
Wow. I really don't want to know that.
And that's tonight's story about the rope cutting. What did you think?
So scary. Rural customs really do have deep meanings, don't they?
They do. Even if you think it's superstition, traditions that have lasted hundreds of years probably have their reason.
I don't know if I can sleep tonight. I might end up staring at walls.
Don't worry, we didn't skip the ritual. Wait, that's not the point here.
Casey, don't scare me.
Sorry. But seriously, If you ever move to the countryside, make sure to respect the local custom.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, that's all for tonight's Caden AI Radio.
See you next time with another terrifying tale. Good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams, if you can.